I don't want to comment too much about the crash. I was sitting right behind it, and I guess, as I said before, it's Bahati, United Healthcare, Flavia Australia, we're all desperate for the win, and it's been a tough criterium. It was fast and chaotic, and there was a few tired legs in the bunch, and I'm just glad I come home with a win.
Well, your Fly V Australia team came over last year and made the mark immediately. You had some great wins to start things out, but now it really seems to me like the momentum is picking up. Making your way into the Amgen Tour of California, what does that mean to the team?
Oh, it's a huge bonus for the Fly V Australia. We raced there last year very unprepared, and with the tour being pushed back to May this year, it's the guys are working very well together. We've won San Dimas, we won Redlands. The team's in great form, in great spirit, so going into the Amgen Tour of California, we've got high hopes.
So who are your big danger men coming into that last lap? Who are you watching, Jonathan?
I was watching everybody. I saw Bahati go down, unfortunately, and Jake here has been sprinting pretty well. Eric Balavar's been sprinting well, but on a crit like this, anything can happen. So I just had to play my cards right and just stay out of trouble. And thanks to the help from my boys, it was a good job.
I mean, it looked like it was full force from the get-go, and coming into the final few laps, could you take me through from the crash to the finish? When the crash happened, where were you positioned in the group, and then take me through that next lap, Jonathan?
Yeah, I was probably positioned right behind Bahati, and as I saw him go down, and that would have just caused a big split in the bunch, and I managed to get around that, and United Healthcare were a little bit not too sure what to do. Like, they looked around, made sure all their guys were still there, and I was yelling at them to say keep going, because you can't stop the race with 2 laps to go. So they kept soldering on and powering to the line, and I had a pretty good sit, and but then coming to about 200 metres before the last corner, Gemma's took over, and I managed to jump on their wheel quite successfully, and then I just had a good run to the finish line and had the legs.
And at what point it looked like about 100 meters from the line you were in good position there. Were you on cruise control from that point on in?
Oh, I wasn't on cruise control at all through the race, so let alone the last 300 metres. I just had good legs, and I had a good run off, I think, Alejandro Bajardo. And as I said, managed to have good legs coming in the finish line.
Obviously an emotional day of racing. I don't know if you guys have gone through anything like this in Australia during your career, but being here in America with us on a day like today, it was emotional. Did you feel the difference out there?
I've been emotional actually all week. Jorge Alvarado was my teammate in 2007 with Cahala Lagrange, so I remember speaking to him just last week, and it's a tragic loss that we've had, so I actually dedicate my race to him today, and I hope this day doesn't get forgotten for him.
It never will be, Jonathan, and thank you very much for that. We're going to be putting you up on the podium, but that's a perfect place to end, sending this win up to...
How many was the plan for the team, and how many of you were there?
There was 5 Fly V riders today, and we always knew today was going to be aggressive, so we needed to make sure we had a rider in most of the breakaways, which I believe we did a pretty good job, and I had a funny feeling it was always going to come down to a bunch sprint. This race is renowned to be a bunch sprint finish, so this year was no different. So just covering most of the moves throughout the race, and if we come down to a bunch sprint, just to keep me in good position and out of trouble. And today was just a hectic, crazy race, and as you saw, there was a few crashes, and I just had to stay out of trouble, and that I did, and I was happy to come away with the win for Fly V Australia.
So this race seems to be known for positioning on the final lap. Tell me about your final lap, and where were you on this back straightaway?
Yeah, with the lap to go, I was behind United Healthcare, and they seem to have the most amount of riders today, so I was trying to position myself behind them, and I was positioning myself behind Bahati when they were taking over, and probably coming through the last corner was always going to be the race winning position, so you need to be inside the top 3 to have any chance of winning the bike race. So about 200-300 metres before the last corner, Gemma's took over, and I jumped straight onto their wheel, and just had a great run to the finish line, and managed to have some good legs for the day.
So you were third out into the corner?
I was third in the last corner, and then come over the 2 Baharo brothers, so it was good.